Well, this is a bit of a surprise. So we just got 1.21.2 pre-release 1 yesterday. I'm going to be live on Twitch just for a short period of time going over this. They've said that they're releasing the Bundles of Bravery drop. I don't really consider this to be a drop.
Bundles of Bravery.
The serious drop we'll be getting is the winter drop. This feels like just a regular Minecraft 1.21.2 release. So this update will not include the creaking mob or the pale garden. That's coming a little bit later. I know there's so much confusion around the nomenclature of Minecraft update names these days. Just know that creakings could still change, although time is seriously running out. Alright, so Mojang changed the drowning mechanic. I'm on 1.21.1. This is obviously well before this next update. So really there are only two major changes here. I'm gonna jump in the water, and this is drowning pre 1.21.2. You can see that we've got the drowning bubbles. They just splash off the screen. You don't really have any indication of how many bubbles you had originally and how many you've lost. Now that I've lost everything, I'm gonna start drowning. The change here is actually a really good one. If you've played Bedrock Edition, yeah, that version of the game, this version of Minecraft, Java Edition, lacks a serious piece of information. And that's because in Java Edition, once you start drowning, you don't really know you're drowning until you start taking damage. So I can't really tell, because there's no difference between that screen and this one. It's like being underwater isn't enough indication already. Okay, so now I'm on 121.2 pre-release 1, the latest version. So with the parity update, you have this indication of no air after the bubble disappears from the screen. So now you know when you're actually in the water and under this mechanic of drowning. So the bubbles start shaking when you take damage, and you can get out of the water. There's also the sound effect of bubbles popping, but the water ambience does drown a lot of that out. No pun intended. So honestly, it's just a much better change. Well done. Okay, honestly, there's something way better that I want to talk about, which is the camera overlay change. So what exactly is this? What are you seeing on the screen? Looks like a netherite helmet, aka the Mickey Mouse helmet. And you can see this very prominently shown with this overlay. So how did I get this? This is not something that comes with the game, but you can produce this with the new camera overlay stack component. So I did some texturing off camera. This is not the pumpkin blur. This is a new file that I generated, netherite_helmet, that you can then grab from in-game using the equipable stack component, slot head, camera overlay, misc netherite_helmet. I'm just using the netherite helmet model because that needs to be done, otherwise it'll look really weird. That's not how you wear a helmet. When you put this on the head, it's just a regular netherite helmet. However, in first person, you now have the same texture that you drew up outside of the game. So what this means is now you can use the equipable stack component to grab any overlay you want, which is fantastic. You don't need to constantly retexture or use the pumpkin blur. Honestly, one of the best changes in the game, most things now being data driven. It's convenient, it's accessible, and really intuitive. If I wanted the player head to show up on my head while I wear this, because it really should, since I'm wearing it on my head, I should see the inside of this guy. So I'm gonna grab the inside of the textures folder and then misc. I've got a file here called steve_eyeballs.png. Let's just grab the head value of this. So here we go. Transform. Very nice. So this one won't do anything because it's just a blank player head with no custom data associated with it. So we'll take this away. Equipable. And then the new camera overlay Steve_eyeballs. And then if I've done everything correctly, when I put this head on my head, it should show up. Looks fabulous.